Well, welcome back to the Westford Rotary Club's episode of Rotary in Action. My name is Marshall Tisdale. I'm your host. It's been a little while since I've been here, so I'm glad to be back and glad to have you with us. Today, we're going to be talking to a friend of mine, a Westford Rotarian, Nicole Hamel, a little bit later on in the show. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
And we're also going to be, of course, giving you an update about what the Westford Rotary Club has been up to recently. And we're going to finish off the show with a video from Rotary International. This one's special because it's talking about the history of Rotary and our founder, Paul Harris. So let me just start off with what we've been up to recently in our Westford Rotary Club. And just as a reminder, we meet every Thursday at the Regency, the Westford Regency downstairs, and at 12:15 on Thursday. So anybody is welcome to join us, to come and check us out as just a guest or a potential member if you're so inclined, but we'd love to have you and come on down at any time. So what have we been up to recently? Of course, we're always up to a lot of fun stuff. We get together each week and talk to each other as friends and as potential business partners, but more importantly, to talk about how we can help the communities that we serve, and especially right here locally in Westford, but also internationally. So this past week, we recently had a Rotary meeting where a Boy Scout, Owen Orford, of Westford Troop 159 was able to join us. And the Westford Rotary Club, as well as the Kiwanis, they're always great supporters of both the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. And a lot of Eagle Scouts make their way down to see us. And of course, Owen is also a potential Eagle Scout as well and doing his project. So we were happy to receive him. He told us about his project that is trying to renovate a footpath that's in badly need of repair and replacement, actually. And that is the Sassafras Trail in Westford. I haven't actually been on that trail myself, but he explained all about what he's doing. And of course, the Eagle Project is special because he doesn't really have to do all the work. Part of his job is to delegate and to experience leadership and delegation and managing a group of people to actually get the task accomplished. And part of that task is reaching out to the community and asking for some donations because these projects aren't free. And so we're always willing to receive people like Owen and great Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and always willing to help out however we can. So we're looking forward to that project being done. So good luck to you, Owen. Also recently we had sort of a bit of a cultural exchange from South Korea, where we got a chance to receive in our Rotary meeting two lovely women from, actually from the US, but their heritage is from Korea. And they're part of an organization that shares the cultural history, richness of their society, about South Korea with us, and it was really fascinating to see that. I've actually gotten a chance to visit South Korea myself. Daewoo Corporation, which is a big manufacturer in South Korea, especially automobiles. Back when I was in college, they had this crazy idea of giving college students like me a car for a year, and so I got to have a Daewoo car for a whole year while I was in college. And then after that program ended, they actually invited me out to Korea to visit. And I went out there for 2 weeks and got to tour the facilities and spent time, in Seoul, Korea, eating street food, which was fun. And it was a pretty amazing experience. So I've gotten a good appreciation of Korea that way. But it was amazing to learn about all the other things that have happened in the past with their rulers and the development of their language, which was a unique process. So we had a great cultural exchange with them when they came to our meeting. And that's what's so great about our meetings is you get a chance to meet with friends and talk, but you also get a great opportunity to learn about what's going on in the world that, quite honestly, might be places you might never get a chance to go to, but you get to experience through their visits. So we were happy to receive them. Also, our big fundraiser every single year is, of course, the Summerfest, which has really become the Summerfest over many years. It started out as a Blues and Brews only, and then we added the Pig and Pepper. So today, the 2 days, the Summerfest, 2 days equaling the Summerfest, has become great, just a phenomenal event for the Westford area, and as well, a lot of people from all over come to this event. So our past Summerfest was able to raise over $50,000 net, which was one of our biggest years ever. So we're really excited about that endeavor. And we had a wonderful day, not a lot of heat, not a lot of rain. It was just a great event. The Blues and Brews went fantastically well. A lot of beer vendors, a lot of great blues music, and just a lot of fun. And of course, the Summerfest, which is more geared towards families and kids, was amazing. So we had a great time. And of course, that all those proceeds go to charities. So we have our own charity in-house that is the Westford Charitable Foundation corporation, and that we are able to give a lot of scholarships to students in the local area, both at Westford Academy and at Neshoba Valley Technical High School. We also use it to support RILA, which is the Rotary Youth Exchange. So that's what we use that. So a large portion of the proceeds go to that, but also a lot of the proceeds from the fundraiser this year went to Blister Buddies to support multiple sclerosis. Also, Habitat for Humanity of Greater Lowell, we're a big supporter of them, and a lot of other organizations that we support. And those, organizations that we support change every single year usually. So we had a great event. Next year's event, just a heads up, August 22nd and 23rd of this year, of 2015, is when that's going to happen. So we're really looking forward to our next Summer Fest. So with me today is Nicole Hamel. And Nicole has she's a Westford Rotarian, but she has a very unique history. And you come from a Rotary family, so to speak. So tell us a little bit about that, Nicole. Tell us a little bit about how you came to Rotary.
So I'm 21, so I'm probably one of the youngest Rotarians out there. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone else my age being a part of Rotary. But for me, I joined Rotary about a year ago, kind of because I've been a part of Rotary my whole life. The year I was born, my mom was actually pregnant and gave birth to me the year she was president.
Right.
So,
and your
which
mom
is
Penny
really
Hamel,
my mom is Penny Hamel.
Longtime Rotarian.
Longtime Rotarian, over 25 years of Rotary. She's wonderful. She's done so much work with the Rotary Club and has been a very big active member there. But so I've, throughout the years, been kind of a family member who's always at every event that they have. I've gone to the Booze and Brews since I can remember. I've volunteered with a bunch of different Rotary volunteer opportunities that we've done in the past since I was basically able to walk and, talk and annoy everyone, right?
Yes.
Just come in, I'm always around. So I finally joined in May.
Well, now it's good because you can actually drink at the Blues and Brews Festival instead of just hang out and volunteer a little bit.
Yeah,
so
right. That's
it's
good.
a lot more fun for you, I would imagine. But yeah, I mean, your mom is, of course, a bedrock of our Westford Rotary Club.
She really is.
She's just been around for a long time, but more importantly than that, she's been such an active member and always willing to help out. So you're basically looking at the future of Rotary right here in Nicole. And, we are very excited to have you as a member, officially now. So we're very excited to have you on board. And I know that you've been involved in a lot of other organizations. I know you recently, a few years ago, were involved in Up With People.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about your experience with that?
So the year after I graduated high school in 2011, I traveled with a nonprofit called Up With People. And so it's an international nonprofit and global education program, and we take a cast of about 100 people from 20 different countries on a world tour for 6 months to a year, depending on, I did a year, some people only do 6 months. We stay with host families in every city we go to. We do about 3 to 4 days of community service in every city, and then we perform an international concert with songs and dances from all around the world, which all the proceeds for those shows go to a charity in the local community.
Wow,
that
that's
we live
amazing.
in.
And I got a chance to see your show when you were in it a couple of years ago, and that was just an amazing show. I was kind of blown away. I was thinking that this was just going to be a group of kids and sort of people trying out the trade, but you guys were a polished act.
It's really
it was
professionally
impressive.
done.
Yeah.
We bring in a really good director who comes in and makes sure the show is up to speed with what we want it to be, as well as we have wonderful staff members who make sure everyone knows the dance, make sure people don't go on to do the dances unless they know what they're doing.
So you mentioned with that program Up With People that you got a chance to travel all around the world. What was your favorite part to go? Do you have a favorite place?
Favorite place? One of my favorites was the Philippines, probably just because it changed, where I want to be in life. I wanted to go to school for theater for my whole life, and I had an experience with a 6-year-old girl who didn't speak any English, but she basically changed how I think about the world and made me see the world in kind of a lighter view and see good in everyone. And so because of her, I want to be able to go and help people around the world, and I thought, what a great way than nursing. So I changed my whole career from theater to nursing because of traveling with this program.
And that's right, you are in nursing school currently, right?
Currently,
at UMass Lowell. Excellent. So tell us a little bit about that program. It must be pretty intense.
It's a really intense program. I've been there now this is my 3rd year. I'm finishing up. I just finished my psychiatric clinical rotation at Tewksbury State Hospital, which was really, really cool. And now I'm at Mary Immaculate in Lawrence, which is a nursing home, doing my geriatric rotation. And it's really tough. I spend a lot of my time studying And I have 2 jobs outside of that, so I'm a pretty busy person as well as I go to Rotary every week.
Right.
And I'm in a show, so I have rehearsals 2-3 days a week all the time.
Right, so you're kind of continuing the Up With People experience that you had now in the sort of everyday world.
Everyday world,
So
yeah.
tell us about the show that you're in.
So I'm doing a show called Oklahoma with Actors Inc., which is a nonprofit acting group in Dracut. So we'll do the show. The show is April 24th and 25th. And it's going to be wonderful. Our cast is amazing. All of the proceeds go to local charities in the area. This show is going to go to the Kiwanis Club of Greater Lowell and the Jack Trodier Fund,
Sure.
which is he was the football player in Tingsboro who got into the snowboarding accident.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah, so a lot of the money from the show will go to help him and his medical
excellent.
bills.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
so
great show,
wonderful.
and it's all for a great cause, which is just
really is.
amazing. And how many shows are you going to be doing?
We're doing 3 of them.
3,
So
okay.
we're doing one Friday, April 24th at 7 p.m., and then 2 on Saturday, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., and they're at the Lowell High School auditorium.
Great.
And tickets start at $30, and you can buy them at actorsincorporated.com.
Okay, excellent. Well, I'm really looking forward to that show.
Me
We were
too.
just talking before the show started about how what a great musical actually Oklahoma really
It
is.
really is.
It's a phenomenal show.
Yeah, and I'm playing one of the lead
That's right.
characters in it.
Yeah.
Ado Annie, she's kind of the fun character. She sings a lot, and
Yeah.
it's kind of just jokes around and is funny and is kind of innocent, but in a non-innocent way. And there's obviously the 2 main leads, Lori and Curly. We have probably the most phenomenal singers playing Lori and Curly.
Wow.
So it's going to be a really good show, and I recommend
Should
anyone
we do a
seeing
number
it.
now to give a preview to the audience?
No, if they want to
Okay.
see it, they're going to have to come.
Good, because I don't know the lines. Okay. So that's amazing. Well, your story is really inspiring, and we're just so happy to have you here with the Rotary Club. It's great to get the Rotary Club a little younger. We've got a
Yeah.
lot of older people like me. I guess I'm in that category. But it's just great to have your energy in the group, and hopefully you can have some more friends perhaps come to the
Well,
the
I
club
know
and visit.
I've talked to other people at my school who have been a part of their Interact clubs back in high school, and they want to join Rotary, and some clubs, don't always allow people who are still in school. So
Right.
my whole goal is I go and visit a lot of other Rotary clubs, and I encourage them, to try to do incentives for younger people to join. I know our club has different incentives to help people who maybe are still kind of figuring out their career and that kind of
Right.
stuff. And that was the only way I was able to join, because I still am in school, and I find ways to make up and
Sure.
still be involved as much as I can, even if I can't go to the
Well, you're an
meetings.
inspiration to a lot of us Rotarians. You're probably more active in the short period of time that you've been in our chapter than some of the other folks, unfortunately, are. But we all have a good time, and we're happy to have you on board. And you mentioned about students, and a lot of what the Westford Rotary does, as well as Rotary International, is help out a lot of students with perhaps grants to go overseas and to do different programs. And I know we've received a lot of those back at our club to talk about their experiences after they've received a grant from either our club or Rotary International. And some of the projects that they're working on are absolutely inspirational.
Yeah, they really
Bringing cultures together in peace, trying to find clean water sources, and have it to be a process that can be repeatable. And there are some amazing programs. And that's one of the things that I love about the Rotary Club, is that it enables, again, me to meet with people locally, but have a foot in the international world just for an hour during lunch. And so that's incredibly inspirational for me. And I know that's a lot of why people like you join, and people like me. So.
It's really wonderful. The international aspect of Rotary it's phenomenal. You know that you can go anywhere. I was just in Jamaica with my mom a couple months ago, and we went to a Rotary club in Jamaica, and we were able to meet different Rotary members and see what they were doing in their club in their own country, which is really phenomenal. Yeah.
I bet it's a little more fun experience to go to a Rotary club in Jamaica.
It really is.
At least every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I went to one in the Philippines also, and it was an all-males club. And it was Women's Night, bring your wife to Rotary.
Wow.
And they had a pig roasted, with an apple in its mouth. And, they sang songs, told joke half in Tagalog, half in English.
Wow.
It was just a fun time.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. We're really happy to have you in our club again. We really
you.
appreciate you being here today and giving us a little perspective of your world. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And so what we're going to do next is talk a little bit about, show a video that talks a little bit about the history of Rotary International and our founder, Paul Harris. So why don't we take a look at that?
We are very happy that we have gathered here today the founder of the Chicago Rotary Club, Paul Harris, who is also the instigator of the extension of the movement throughout the world.
It was founded on principles of people knowing each other and getting to know each other.
Well, I think Chicago is a unique city. There's some real warmthness and understanding from people who have born and raised or just moved to Chicago. They attach themselves to this passion and love of the city, and then somehow they want to give back.
You can be a Rotarian and impact your community while doing business, and I think that was Paul Harris's idea, right, was to make a little bit of money but also make sure you give back.
That's what Rotary was founded upon: building friendships, building networks, and improving your community.
Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests, and welcome to the Rotary Club of Chicago, the world's first Rotary Club, where we've been making business leaders, community leaders, since 1905.
In 1905, a young lawyer named Paul Harris founded a business networking group. Because its members rotated hosting the weekly meetings, they became known as the Rotary Club.
The club was founded just a few blocks away from where we're sitting. There's a plaque on the building commemorating the occasion. Manufacturing has changed our lives, technology has changed our lives, but the principles of Rotary continue 100 years later.
This is really the birthplace of Rotary, and I think this club serves as the model for the business networking aspect of the organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention just for a minute longer, and then we'll turn
Well,
over to
business networking is really the reason why Rotary started. Paul Harris met with 3 of his clients as a way to spread his name.
Like I said, a new Rotary One member. Thank you for being here.
Now, I receive over 30% of my business from Rotarians worldwide.
Melissa Sherman, Public Affairs Officer for the U.S.
Rotary One is a wonderful networking opportunity for anyone who wants to be part of the business leadership in Chicago. You can find people who do investment banking, real estate, financial advice.
They are a concerned person, a giving person, and friendly. No matter who or what they are, no matter their religion or their gender. And they believe in fellowship.
One of my favorite parts of the program is to recognize visiting Rotarians from all over the world.
I think Rotarians around the world, when they come to Chicago, very much want to come to Rotary One and be a part of the history that the birthplace of the organization here.
I'm here from Japan.
Max Schmindenwein, I'm airline pilot. I just flew in from Vienna.
Pierre, president of Montego Bay Jamaica Club.
My name is Bill Edwards, president of the Saskatoon Rotary Club to the north.
My name is Asif Khan, and I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Hastings in England.
What is special about Rotary One, especially coming from an international background as I do, is that it is that symbol for everyone who's part of the Rotary community to be able to come from Zimbabwe and write back or go back to my old Rotarians and tell them that I am on first name basis with the president of Rotary One is a big deal.
Thank you for being here. Our speaker today, Frank Clark, Chairman and CEO of Commonwealth Edison, and today's speaker. Thank you.
Club members often adjourn to this Chicago tavern, affectionately nicknamed Rotary 1.5.
Most of us, after our Rotary meetings, go off and network socially with each other. There are a lot of different opportunities to form friendships and have relationships outside of our weekly lunches.
As a Rotarian, it's been my ambition to come to Chicago to visit the oldest club in the world. And everybody has been very, very kind and friendly, very typical of Americans.
Well, I think Rotary One's greatest strength is being able to bring together business leaders on a weekly basis, share friendship, fellowship, but also work together to try to impact the community positively as well as globally.
It's a business club with a social mission. We're all concerned about each other's success, and we grow each other's success. We are then more able to follow the social mission of the club.
What's your first name, sir? Michael. Michael.
Hey.
Next, John.
What's your last name? I don't know where he's sitting. He's wearing a red.
In the tradition of Paul Harris, the club's signature service project, Job One, is built on business networking.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for coming. Each of these students came highly recommended from at least 2 teachers from their high schools as students we would be proud to represent in this program. Next, I'd like to ask the advisors to stand.
So what Rotary has done is not only have a job program of relating high school students to opportunities in the private sector, at the same time they get mentored by members of the Rotary. It reminds, I think, a lot of Rotarians where they came from.
When many of us were teenagers, there was somebody down the street or an uncle or somebody from church who said, what are you doing this summer? And we got jobs that way. Many of the children in large urban environments just don't have those connections. What we're trying to do is to link good kids with a first opportunity.
Many students want to get a job, and this is a great opportunity.
The Job One program places students like Evelyn Guzman in companies where they work alongside Rotarians.
As an immigration lawyer, it's very important that I have someone that speaks Spanish.
Your email address here will be
She will be helping with filing. She will translate our website. But more importantly, she will go out into the Latino community and speak with business owners, speak with the people in her community about how we can help them with immigration work.
This gives them a way to make some contacts, to learn how the job world works. It's an education that's something that they can't get in the school.
I'm from a family where they don't have many opportunities with school, and they love the idea that I'm going to be studying something that I love and probably work something that I love. It's perfect.
The Job One program shows students the benefits of strong friendships formed through business networking.
They can meet people here in our city that came from poverty and came from a lot of issues, and now they're successful in their families, successful in their business, and active in the Rotary.
You know, growing up in the Chicago inner city, black man, I thought Rotary was just a bunch of old white guys who got together, had lunch, and talked business deals. And I mean, but in retrospect, I was so pleasantly and shockingly surprised to find out that it's a worldwide service organization, just happens to be comprised of business people.
When you bring all these Rotarians together from different backgrounds, what a difference it's going to make in the city.
Friendship means more than just about anything else. People that you can reach out to, and when you have that kind of base, you can change the world.
What foresight those people had then to think of giving service into Chicago and how expanded globally. What vision they had.
From 4 friends meeting in a small Chicago office to build their business prospects, Rotary has spread around the world. It now has 1.2 million members in more than 200 countries and geographical regions. But its community service projects are still founded on a few essential principles.
We call it different things. We can call it networking. We can call it friendship or fellowship. And they're all right. Everything weaves into this pattern that we now know as Rotary.
Paul Harris, in his letters and his memoirs, he really talked about what he was able to do to change the world with friends.
From the first project of passing a hat around to provide a doctor with a horse so he could go do house calls, all the way to eradicating polio in today's world, Rotary is a place and an arena that we can change the world.
Thanks again for joining us, Nicole. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rotary in Action. Again, we encourage anybody who wants to check us out at the Westford Regency Club, 12:15 on Thursday. We're just a great group of people who are looking to find ways to interact with each other here locally and also internationally. So thanks again for joining us. Until next time, have a wonderful day.